What's going on, people? Once again, welcome to another edition of Recession Talk, where we help you prepare for the next recession. Well, I don't want you just to survive. I want you to thrive. And so I'm doing these little chats about the recession, what causes the recession, how to fix it, and all this other stuff. Also, these streams are not supported by ads, so we would love it if you would super chat $5 or more. And if you catch the replay, you can go below and also hit the super chat that link. So with that, let's get into it. This is the one I wanted to do. This is the one that I wanted to jump into. H&R Block closes 400 stores. Now, part of this is a lot of people are doing their taxes with TurboTax and some of these other tax softwares. But one of the big issues is everyone is becoming very financially savvy. Like, take the 401k. 10 years ago, people were demystified by their 401k. Now they're talking about, well, I've got index funds in my 401k, or I'm doing this, or I'm allocating this and this and this. And this is the 25-year-old girl that's just out of college. She knows how to balance her portfolio and redistribute and so on and so forth. So the need for financial services, either tax planning, is drastically dropping. And people are getting their information from blogs. When I look at the number of financial blogs that have just literally taken off in the last 7-8 years, people are going to these blogs because it's like Doug's Money blog. People trust Doug more than they trust someone they don't know. Even though they don't know Doug, there's a picture of Doug with his family and kids on his blog page, and you feel like Doug's a relative, or Doug's your dad, Doug's your uncle. So there's no wonder. And this is something else that's happening too. Wall Street has to compete with Google, Apple, Amazon, Pixar, because people used to go to these prestigious Ivy League schools and get recruited, top 10%, and go to Wall Street. They're like, I ain't doing that. So Wall Street is struggling to get talent because, honestly, like if I'm over here at this Wall Street investment firm and they're going to offer me $200K out the gate, but if I go to Google, they're going to offer me $200K out the gate. Google is a better choice because even though I may not make the long-term money that if I would at an investment bank, at Google, I can get the skill sets to start my own found my own business and potentially make millions. So this is the big thing that's happening because all of these old school business models are being exploded, being torn asunder, having their asses ripped out. And this is just the beginning. Because one of the things, and this is what I'm really pinning on, because if you don't have any money saved, if you don't have a plan, this next recession is going to be brutal. Now, what's going to be really odd about this next recession is you're going to have people who are going to become billionaires from scratch. And then you're going to have people who are in this antiquated system who are going to lose money hand over fist. And this is going to be insanity. So financial services have reduced their footprint. In my neighborhood, there's Chase private wealth clients, and there's one in Dunwoody. There's actually two on Roswell Road in my neighborhood. There's two of them, and I know why. There's a high density of high net worth individuals in those areas. I mean, it just makes sense. Like what they asked the bank robbers, like, why do you rob banks? He said, that's where the money is. And that's why these branches are here. And there's like 5 of them within very easy driving distance. Now, what can someone do to mitigate this? And I'm going to say this, and this is going to be kind of an anathema to what I used to say. Any business that you start must have an online presence and must have a strong online presence and must have a strong online lead development program. There are certain businesses that people are going to just drive by and find. This is going to happen. But you got to look at the demographics. We have a group of people who have literally grown up with a phone in their hand every day. And they're more comfortable texting than they are picking up the phone and talking to somebody. And as this demographic ages, then you're going to see a lot of stuff. Some people, if they can't find you online, they will not do business with you. They ain't online. I'm serious. Unless you just like out in Timbuktu and you got this little restaurant that serves biscuits on a Saturday. Okay. All right. They'll mess with you. They'll fuck with you. But if you're in the city, like one of the things, and I gave this to someone, if you created you could create a food truck. And let's talk about the food truck. Food truck could be organic juices. The food truck can be smoothies. The food truck can be donuts. But you need to have an app and you need to have an online marketing program to make that thing pop. The days of just starting a restaurant and waiting for word of mouth, that's over. That's over. Unless you're in like somewhere like New York where a lot of people pass you by every day and you get that walk-in traffic. This is over. We're going to get into some stuff in a minute. Pamela C getting these birthday wishes. Oh yeah. This is summer programming. All right, I already know you guys got things to do after work. So I'm hitting y'all up in the morning. Really, my goal is to get this where I'm doing my first stream at like 6, then, do all that stuff before 9. But I'm working out twice a day, and I got to work it out. Maybe for me to get up earlier. That's right, Doug. Streamathon it is. Honey Bunny, I have no idea how H&R Block has been in business as long as it has. I've never understood why anyone would use them. They're antiquated and expensive for what you get. Well, part of the problem, people don't know. Let's say you got an uncle. Your uncle's like 60 years old and he's been going to H&R Block to do his taxes for 20 years. He ain't even going to look at anyone else. He's like, here's my taxes, here's an H&R Block. That's how they got a lot of business and that's how they made a lot of money. Well, now do all these financial blogs, do all these YouTube channels. I hear there are people here on YouTube who are giving Forex advice that works. So you can sit at home and watch YouTube and learn how to make money, or you can go. I just see the financial services sector torn asunder unless you're dealing with high net worth individuals who that ain't going to work for them. One of the problems with a lot of the money advice on the internet is geared for people who make less than 100K. That's like 90% of the advice. So you're making 250, 3, 4, 500K, $1 million a year. That ain't going to work for you. It's just not going to work. If you make, I think they stopped taking Social Security out of your check once you cross, I think they only take it up to like 98, maybe 110. And after that, they don't take any more Social Security out of your check. So when you start to scale up to that level, this stuff ain't going to work for you. You can only put $55,000 into your SEP. So then you got to create a new tax strategy that's embedded in your business. And we're getting more and more people who are entering this because in the United States of America, there are, let's say, 12 million families or people who have a net worth of $1 million or more, from 1 to 5 million. That's a lot of people. That's a big ass audience. And the most efficient way you're going to find these people, or they're going to find you, is if you're putting out good stuff online. Good Lord. Job problem. Best industry to get 100 commission K jobs and always been love B2B. One contact can change your life. Once again, what do you want to do? Part of the problem that we have is we get people who go for the money and they don't go for the lifestyle, and then that becomes an issue. Danelle, the mentee, Harry. I'm gonna just say Harry. Got to have a marketing plan for a restaurant before it's ever built. I'll go a step further. You need to start marketing that restaurant before it's built. Have a marketing plan and actually start marketing before it's built. Honey Bunny, for me, an online presence creates credibility and it saves you time. I can view your products and services, find out stuff like price and availability schedule is easier. This is where people are going. If you ain't on the online church, you ain't shit, off that Ricky Smiley skit. Camilla, that was a good line about people not doing business with you if you're not on the internet. That would be a great sales pitch for a social media manager. I mean, it's true. They're just not going to mess with you. And what's going to happen as these millennials get older, it's going to become more pronounced. They're just not going to he ain't on the internet. He ain't nobody. I mean, it's crazy. H&R used to make bank from those single moms with the refund loan. You would get a card with your refund in the week and get taxed like a loan that later on. Good Lord. Honey Bunny, Ben the bartender, that's a cater to the poor and desperate move, which is why I never would use them. Wow. I never used H&R Block. I knew about them, but I never used them. 89 Dr. Funk. I remember doing an experiment in H&R Block, do my taxes, and had my tax attorney who does my taxes annually. I will never set foot in H&R Block. It was that bad? Wow. Really? That's funny because I don't do business with people who aren't on the internet. All right, so you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is a very big issue, which is why web developers are making bank. Everybody needs a website. Everyone needs a web presence. J. Marie, I might have used H&R Block once in my life. I've been with Jackson Hewitt since. This year I did my own taxes on their website. I paid $75 versus $200, and I waited for the RS to send me my check. This is where people are going. People are making more practical decisions. The Libertarian, what do you think the biggest bang for the buck for online ads for 40 to 70-year-olds? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Google? A combination of Facebook and Google. Instagram, your grandmother ain't on there yet. She might be on there, but she don't post. YouTube is number one for kids and of all social media platforms. So a combination of Google and Facebook ads, because your grandmother is on Facebook now. Grandma on there like, hey, poke, poke, poke. H&R. Wow, man. I didn't know because, like I said, I don't use H&R Block. I've just looked at this morning because when I was setting up these streams, it's like it was kind of depressing, man, because a lot of these companies are shutting stores, and it's a back end on the Subway store. They closed 909 stores last year, 300 plus stores 2016, and I guarantee you they will be closing stores in 2019. 4 years of closing store. That's called a recession. You ain't growing, you dying. Joe Problem, Glendon, do your courses help people who want to start practices? My boy is a criminal defense attorney. All right, here's the thing with attorneys. Nobody gonna call you unless they got a problem. So as an attorney, you got to advertise. And I would say, because I know nothing about how attorneys get business. So I have nothing in the course. Jay Humps, I do most of my shopping online. Harry, TurboTax had my taxes done in less than an hour. Best decision I made being a young dude. Wow. John Doe, I created a website the other day for my business, but I've not got one single visit. What do you think about putting out bandit signs to market my business with my website on? Let's put it this way. Everything works. It's just what works better. I would be very careful with those bandit signs. Unless you're in real estate. Dang, H&R Block versus TurboTax is like Blockbuster versus Netflix. Wow, they could have dominated the market if they used app-based products. Dang. And that's something else too. I read Horror Breakdown. Subway has been dropping in quality over the years. They've been getting upserved by Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's. And I read, because the thing is, I stopped really going to Subway. I'll go in the Subway every now and then because their food is loaded with sodium and I have to, cut back on sodium. So that's one of the main reasons I don't go there, because their sandwich will have like damn near 1,500, 2,000 milligrams of sodium, and you're only supposed to have 1,500 per day, max 2,000. And sodium's in everything. But their ingredients have not been as fresh. I know I always got the spinach. I never got the lettuce. I hear the lettuce tastes like cardboard. H&R Block should have taken your courses. Wow, I appreciate that. Criv Cashflow. How do I get 25K to 30K job at age 21 without agreeing 1 year at the grocery store? You should really adjust your desires there. You should be like, how do I get a 50 to 60,000 K job? Sales. You had to get in sales. Been the bartender. Subway was one of the cheaper franchises to get in, but more expensive to maintain. I stayed away from Subway because I noticed that everyone that had Subways had 5 or 10 of them. They didn't just have one, and that just went back to that low margin stuff. Can I say what's a conglomerate versus industry? Conglomerate is like the Koch brothers. They're in steel, paper. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Industry is you're in the steel industry and you only do steel. Conglomerate, you may own a steel plant, you may own a paper plant, you may own the car dealership. Warren Buffett is a conglomerate. Berkshire Hathaway is a conglomerate. They own a lot of different businesses that are not necessarily related to each other. Joe Problem, those people are already fucked. We already have 10 to 15% of the population that there's no jobs from because they're not smart enough. I don't say that to be mean or a dick. It's just true. Create cash flow. I stay in. Get my book, The Hustler's Mindset, man. You gotta. That right there is some limited thinking. You don't even want to do that. You definitely want to get out of that way of thinking. It's free. The link's below. I did not know this about H&R Block. But once again, online services are usually cheaper, more service oriented, faster. So that's one of the things. Thanks, Johnny Walden, for the $5 super chat. Once again, these streams are supported by you, the community. So that's one of the things. Okay, well, that's it for today. We will be doing this game again Friday. I'm going to change up a lot of how I'm doing stuff. And I will say that you want to be here for the Friday streams because there's going to be something special. Very, very special. It's going to be so special. So go ahead, get the audiobook, subscribe to the channel, share these videos with people you love and you want them to do better. And I'll see you guys Friday. Have a good week.